How many people are at the door? I don't know.
Miss Johnson's kids.
It'll be easier to take it just a little bit.
All right. So, y'all have heard of the words sink and float before, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, who can raise their hand and tell me what they think the word sink means? Brock.
Like a boat sinks when it hit like the iceberg and the Titanic.
So, like the Titanic. So, when the iceberg hit it, it sunk down to the very bottom. Okay. So, what's another thing, Maddie Beth?
Like if something's really heavy, it'll sink in water.
So, if it's really heavy, it's going to float to the bottom. So, let's think about float. So, if something flows, what do you think that means? Kush.
Like you float when you swim.
Christina.
Like, repeat what you said. I didn't hear you.
You can float when you swim.
Yeah, sometimes when you swim, you can like lay back and float. Shakira, what's another one?
When it's not really heavy.
Yeah, so it's not really heavy, so it's gonna stay on the top. Okay, so let's think of some different objects that might sink or float. What do y'all think really hard? What's something that might float if you put it in water? An object that might float. Joa. A toy boat floats around. Hakivius. So if the ball's really light, it might float on top of the water. Like if you've been to the pool, you know, you throw around the ball and sometimes it doesn't sink. Okay. Mary Kate? Yeah? A floaty? Okay. Those are all really good. So let's think of something that you put in water that might sink. So what's an object that might sink if you put it in water? Luke.
A rock.
A rock, so it's heavy, so it's going to fall to the bottom. Toriana? A doll. So yeah, maybe if it's really heavy, you know, it might sink to the bottom.
A sponge.
A sponge, so when it soaks up all the water,
Miss Donaldson's kids.
it might sink to the bottom. Okay. So y'all sound like you know exactly what sink and float means. So we're gonna do a little experiment today, and it's gonna be fun because you know how it was Halloween on Thursday? I went trick-or-treating and I had so much candy left, I thought that we should do an experiment with it. Yeah. But one thing. So we're gonna get to play with this candy and it's gonna be so much fun. But we're not gonna eat it while we're doing the experiment.
But we can eat
So
it
if
while
you
we're
eat your
not.
candy when you do your experiment, you're not gonna get any after. But if you guys do the experiment,
Oh, okay. I
you can
mean,
get a piece of candy
I don't
after.
like candy. Mr. Boy.
Yeah, I talked to Miss Dawn and she said that y'all could have one piece after.
Mr. Boy. I don't like candy.
What
I
about
like
Keith?
fruit
Do you
and
think you
veggies and
can
meat,
go?
so I probably. Mr. Boy.
Okay.
What you do that?
So I'm gonna split y'all up into groups.
No, not me.
Let's see, since I have some people gone now. Okay, so let's do Joa, Toriana, Hakivius,
No, boy.
and Brock. I want y'all to be a group of 4.
Okay.
Go to this desk right here in the middle and have a seat really quickly. Maddie Beth, Kush, Ty, and Mary Kate. Go to this desk right here. And then all 4 of y'all left over, I'm going to have a group of y'all come right over here. I know there's not much more to this, but we'll just pull up a chair. Okay, so I'm gonna give each one of you one of these sheets of paper. And when you get your paper, go ahead and write your name on it. If you don't have a pencil, I'll bring you one. So raise your hand if you don't have a pencil. Okay, so raise your hand if you don't have a pencil and I'll bring you one. So everybody's back in their spot. So just kind of looking over this paper, see what's on it. Write your name on it. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna have different types of candy, but before we do our experiment, we're gonna make a prediction. Okay? So after everybody has their name on it, flip it over on the back and number 1 through 7 because that's how many different candies we're gonna have. So just go flip side 1 through 7. Real quick, write it down real quick on the back. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and write 1 through 7 on the back. You can write it on the side. That's fine. You see how write it like that. So good. Okay. Okay. So on number 1, we're gonna be doing Tootsie Rolls. So let's do, this is gonna be a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna borrow yours real quick. So flip it over real quick and we're gonna write down the name and then we're gonna flip it back over and make our prediction. I'll get there just a second. So flip it over and write, you see the number 1, or it doesn't say it, but it's the first one. Candy name. So we're gonna write Tootsie Roll. So I'll put one right here in the middle. Y'all just look at it and see how to spell it. Just don't touch it right now, okay? I'm gonna put them right here so y'all know how to spell it. So if you don't know, just look right there. Okay, so after you have down Tootsie Roll, flip it over to the back and write whether you think it is going to sink or float when you put it in water. So on the back, on number 1, write whether you think it's going to sink or float when you put it in water. That's fine. What about you, Grace? Did you write it down? What do you think your prediction is? See, we're making our prediction before, and then we're going to test it to see what happens, and then we're going to record. I'll get there. Just give me just a second. Ready? Okay, so everybody has that down. Okay. So for number 2,
Marshmallow.
we're going to see if marshmallow sink or float. So if you don't know how to spell marshmallow, turn your paper over, and it's right here. So if you need to see how to spell marshmallow, so write that on number 2 on the front of your paper.
If you put the bag, can I just like? If you put one if you put the whole entire pack in it,
It's right here. Yes,
you put
Kaden.
the whole entire thing in it, or you
We're just doing one, but that's a good thought.
or is I can't see it.
Okay. Once you have marshmallows down, flip your paper over to the back, and on number 2, you're gonna write whether you think that marshmallows are gonna sink or float.
Only one. Ooh, that's nice.
So I'll give you all the For number 3, okay, so flip your papers back over to the
You said
front.
only one of them?
Right, whether you think it's gonna sink or it's gonna float. It can't do both. So on number 3, we're gonna write Skittles. So if you don't know how to spell Skittles,
Only one of them?
yeah, we're just gonna do one. So if you don't know how to spell Skittles, it's right here. Okay. Once you'll have that down, flip your paper over. And for number 3, write down whether you think it's going to sink or float. If you think Skittles are going to sink or float. And if you need to spell sink or float, it's on the top of your paper on the other side. If you need a reminder of how to spell it. Y'all can have different, we're going to do the experiments together, but if you have a different answer than your group partners, then that's okay. So we're going to see what happens. So that's why we're going to test it. Okay. So flip your paper over and write down on number, what did I say, 4? No, 3. 3. Write down whether you think it's going to sink or float if you haven't already. Okay, so for number 4, these are Milky Ways. These are really small, so I'm going to sit them in the middle, and we're going to do the same thing like the Tootsie Rolls. If you don't know how to spell it, just look at the little thing in the middle. And y'all remember, don't touch them right now. We're just looking at them. Well, once they get done, they'll sink her. Right? Okay, so if you already have your answer, or you already have Milky Way down, flip it over to the back. So for number 4, write whether you think a Milky Way is going to sink or float.
No, no.
Like what?
I'll say it. It's all the same.
So for number 5, these are Twix. So you're gonna write down number 5, Twix. You know how to spell that one?
I think you got it.
So now if you're done for number 5, flip your paper over and write on your paper what sink or float.